Katawa Shoujo starts now.
Yeah.
When the final bell sounds, I realize that there is still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow.
Who is this guy?
I forgot that I did this.
What is it? Oh,
This is the teacher from the very beginning.
I'll just say it. What is it, Nakai?
You want to talk to yourself? You don't want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll just talk to myself.
Yeah, you already do that
Okay.
on like a daily basis anyway.
Alright. I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I do after school. Haha. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment, I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans?
What's he about to do? He's gonna ask a favor.
Question mark.
Yeah.
No, I consider joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me.
Going home club.
The student council. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest.
Okay.
I guess. I just... But I don't know how to continue from there. Mucho looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back from to avoid a conversation.
He looks disgusted at you.
But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students.
They're just all so weird.
I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities.
Okay.
This guy.
Okay.
Feels like that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The
Okay.
teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance.
Strong advice.
He says the same thing as Yuko did.
Do you guys remember who Yuko was?
Is it
Isn't
the
that
white?
librarian?
It is the librarian.
What?
Oh, I that was the blonde-haired chick.
No. No.
My bad.
Us?
I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha?
Her medium.
Or Hanako, it's not like you can ignore her face. Damn, okay.
God, I miss you. I missed you, Hassan.
But,
Oh,
I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming
someone
open.
got shot.
How's that? What?
Don't
The
do
door.
that.
Get down, Mr. President! No!
Misha crashes in,
Oh,
hands straight and enthusiastic,
Jayden
greeting, her
slams.
voice loud and lively, enough to wake the dead from their graves.
What an
She
entrance.
starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing steps, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Muto, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general, slumps in his chair.
Oh, not this one
It's kind
again.
of real for that.
I'm not cut out for this, man. Mikado. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what.
Yes.
We've talked about volume control before.
What do you mean?
Yells.
Yes.
But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes.
He's so tired.
So, what is it?
We need help. We are running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress.
She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that?
Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there's like none left there. So do you know where there is some?
I don't understand. How would I know?
Shik-chan, I mean the president thought that a teacher would know if there's plywood. Was she wrong?
Muto looks like he is in big pain,
I-
frowning with his
I-
entire essence.
I don't blame
Misha
him.
doesn't get it at all.
He's not like this.
Where's the plywood?
Like- Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time.
Holy.
It's very descriptive image. I'm afraid I have no idea if there is any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any.
Aw, what should I do?
Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya? I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need.
He's expert at woods.
Yeah.
Wood expert.
Mr. Nomiya, wood expert. You'd have to pry them open from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter.
What?
He is a wood expert.
I don't have time. We are so busy.
Uh-oh.
She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair.
I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There is so much to do and we are falling behind the schedule. If only we had one other person in the student council.
Yeah.
Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if we could get some temporary help.
I wonder what he
He
means.
knows what he's doing.
It switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if trying to say, go make some friends.
No.
Sending
Da, da,
you to
da.
the lines then.
I guess I can give you a hand.
Oh, he's so kind.
You can? Thanks, Hik-chan. You are really nice.
She pauses a double take and then points at me with her face yelping.
Ah.
Looking very puzzled. Ignore that.
Come to think of it, what's Hik-chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun.
We just had a little chat.
Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hick-chan?
No, I'm not.
Is Hick-chan in trouble? Is Hick-chan in trouble, teacher?
Those ties deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back.
God, I'm so giggly for no reason. Jeez.
Mm.
So, what do you need?
Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room.
She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications on whether I'm joining the council or not.
Aww. Still, thanks, Hick-chan. Try to be quick. We are in a stall building streak right now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry.
She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement.
You both hate me.
You know what to do yourself.
Executor.
Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now.
Thank you.
Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I leave a sigh. Or I heave a sigh.
Yeah.
I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway.
How fun.
The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to the classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and I peek in.
Art.
It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Question mark. Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Oh. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. How long has
What
she
in the
been
world?
here?
We got a new girl. Or a
Right.
new boy?
Femboy.
Boy uniform.
The femboy. This is the
Well, it says
femboy
short-haired
crossover.
girl wearing a boy uniform, so it's a girl. Femboy. He said femboy.
Femboy.
The femboy.
Alright, just still got that roommate game on my mind.
No one knows that reference.
This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands.
Oh.
Her presence here is what takes me aback even more.
Oh, really? How could you tell, How could you tell, Hasao?
Her apparent hands.
It's very intuitive.
How did I miss her before? Question mark. She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today as a whole.
What do you mean? You could tell she had no hands.
That is very true. He noticed
Very
that.
observant.
The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. The weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically.
Just like close the door and just leave. At
He
this
leaves.
point.
I'll come back later. Hello?
The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward.
You think?
Hello? I was told to pick up some supplies from here for some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here.
There isn't. That's why I came here too.
Great.
She picks up another forkful.
She's good at using her feet, holy.
Well, what else? What else can she use?
I mean, yeah, but like, look at the position she's in. That's impressive that she's able to do that.
It's very flexible.
Doesn't that mean you're here then? Question mark.
Oh God. Okay.
Wow, that's an interesting sprite. It's first of its kind.
Horizontally challenged.
She raises her eyebrow as if she was suspecting my observation was false.
You are pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you?
This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she?
I'd say so.
I mean, she has no arms. So. I'm
Does
that
that mean?
guy. You sound that guy. I just transferred in on Monday.
What day is it today? like Wednesday?
I don't even know
I've only
anymore.
been here
Too
for
long.
like days. Not even a week has passed.
I think.
I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka.
That's a nice name, to be honest.
I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's the look on her face. That's very nice.
Deadpan man talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food.
Hungry.
Nom nom.
Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you.
Whoa, okay.
You're gonna have to be a little
Yeah.
louder, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back.
The stoic. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day.
Oh.
What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch, but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too. I don't really know what I should say.
Dunch.
Dunch. Dunch.
Dinner. I don't think you are supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with.
Why not? What if you get hungry?
Eater.
I don't know.
The H in Hassel stands for hater.
Eater. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious box lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious.
With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me.
Okay.
So, Makai, what brings you to this place?
I just told you.
Like I said, I was supposed to look for these things.
Not paying attention. No, the school. From outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside?
Oh. Real straightforward.
question.
I come to a full stop, opening my mouth, but not getting a word out.
I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people.
Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up.
You know what? That's true. He hasn't
The
told
doctor
anyone.
knows.
Huh.
The nurse.
Well, yeah, well, they're supposed to know.
But I don't think anyone's actually said anything about their disabilities. Like, even when it comes to like Misha, it's like we don't even know.
I think we already had this discussion.
Yes.
Every time I gotta mention, what is
What is Misha?
What is Misha doing in this school? Why is
What's
she here?
wrong?
I
I
guess
do get to feel. Yeah.
no, no. I guess I
Yeah.
was just gonna say that like most of the disabilities that we've seen have been like very outward ones that we could tell
Yes.
immediately.
That's
So,
what Rin means, though. I feel like she's curious because it's like most of the people, it's obvious. At least you talk to him for a second, you're like, oh, that's what it is.
mm.
I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is part of the school code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person would. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Ren keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. That's Aura.
Or,
A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side.
That's actually Aura.
Zora.
Wait, he's
Oh my
actually he's
goodness.
actually right.
I don't think it's anything in your head. And something in your guts would be born like word. It's like this lunch of mine. Less delicious. The problem must be in your pants.
Oh,
Take your
shit.
pants down right now.
Let's
I need to see if I'm
see
right.
it. Let's see it.
We need to assess this. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard.
I like Rin.
hmm
I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment.
I was right.
It is in your pants. I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there?
Jayden,
uh.
you got that like right on.
Like, yeah.
Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. Pussy.
I know you laugh. Sorry.
I mean, that makes sense. First thing you could think of.
No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia.
My penis is perfectly fine, I swear.
Oh, it's not erectile dysfunction.
Uh,
I said it, more like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me presses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous.
okay.
What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. Oh, this is getting weird.
what's gonna happen now? It's gonna get not safe for work, guys.
Yeah, let me see it anyways. I forgive you, Jess. I collect people and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great.
What?
People based on their
Disabilities.
disabilities. It's like I haven't gotten
Mm.
one with trouble with their pants yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like a
Alright.
bingo card.
Collect people? Question mark.
People with different problems.
Huh? So you just like go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
It's a deadpan.
I see. Da da da. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. There's gossip at this school, or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition.
I guess it doesn't define you. Doesn't have
Mm-mm.
to.
That's what we're learning.
Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us? What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye.
Okay.
Her hair is burnt
Auburn.
auburn, almost orange, cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms.
That's a very fair point.
The boy's uniform and the lack of arms makes her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats.
Sound like
The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sun at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. I don't like when you eat like that.
Can you stop that, please?
Can you eat normally? I I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it?
I mean, you already called them not pretty and called them weird.
Scrawny.
Yeah.
Keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable. So I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl.
So your arms.
So do you always eat alone and this late, or do you get the occasional visitor?
Visitors? Maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around.
Is it Misha? Horsing? Question mark.
You say that because she's country, huh?
She likes to do sports.
Is it Emmy? Oh,
You might be right, actually.
and that's all I can think of to say.
End of conversation. Great convo.
Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bit of her meal to her mouth.
Could you stop doing that?
I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now.
That's very nice for you. Don't feel obligated to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you are going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping?
Okay.
What if I do?
Yes.
I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious now.
You can stay if you want.
Even if I did, I think I have to be going.
Oh, even if I did.
I'm sorry to miss out on the chance to watch you sleep, but I have to
saying
get
that.
going.
Maybe
now.
another time. Maybe another.
I'll catch you around, Tezuka.
You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at a point good enough to warrant this much. So kind.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in.
Uh-huh.
Fine, then I'm Hisao.
Then you are.
Da. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere.
See you later. Sal.
She's cool.
There's something like a tiny smile there in her face, maybe.
My favorite character. So
Quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person.
My second favorite character.
And your first?
It's gotta be Misha.
That's obvious.
Who's your favorite?
I don't know.
Good answer, good answer.
Probably
None. He's the narrator. He can't be partial. Yeah, my second favorite's probably Shizune though.
Suzuna's cool too.
I can't speak. From inside, I hear a muffled song voice.
I heard that.
What did she hear?
I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. She's so close.
Jump scare.
Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside.
Forgot about that.
Living in ignorance.
How could you forget? Look who it is.
Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait. More importantly, who is in there? There's no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hik-chan.
She wags her fingers at me scoldingly.
Why did I actually do that in real life too?
You're her. You're literally her.
Literally. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy.
Oh, sorry, I got the things here. I was just going to bring them.
I think you were up to some mischief, Hik-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder.
She was angry.
Misha signed something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left.
My god, so invasive.
I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing.
Why?
With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear.
Okay.
And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I'm sure.
She's gonna explode.
What?
Oh.
Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha.
Oh.
Whoa, maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Ren is sleeping on one of those tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness.
Um,
Crazy. Hello. Did you come out?
Yeah, she just came out. Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it.
oh, you think?
Help.
You think?
Wait, don't leave me.
I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Oh God. The trio.
No.
Oh, this is weird. ...
You have two roles.
know,
Oh,
first
shit.
time.
Worlds are colliding right now.
Miss Tezuka, what did you think you were doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such, disgraceful activity?
It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's very hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue.
Just nonchalant.
Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, pointing at Rin, and makes some quick signs. ...
Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. No sleeping. ... Anyway, how is your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her.
I keep wondering about them myself too. ...
And...
We'll think about it harder.
As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. ...
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it.
Rin nods assertively.
We'll think more seriously.
Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't, or doesn't. Not even after translation.
She didn't find it funny.
She's not buzzing. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo.
Those guys. How rude.
Those guys.
Am I right?
It's true though. I must finish my project before the weekend. It'll be a dire consequence if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future.
I'm about to ask what project she has and what are those apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? Get it?
Okay. All right. Get it?
I get it. I get it, okay?
This paint can't doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it.
She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up.
You had to say
Being
that.
the gentleman, dude, this guy is exalting himself,
Yes.
putting himself up on this pedestal.
He thinks he's above everyone else.
Heavy. Yeah, sure. What do you need to take it?
Away.
Great.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his false-eyed grin.
You're really talking today, huh?
Just giving me everything. Ah, Mr. Nakai. What a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. Talk to myself.
He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with.
There's something I forgot to mention on Monday.
Okay.
I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either.
You can't lift heavy objects. I'm just telling you this now.
You just put it down. You're going to explode.
It's about
Your
your
medication. Hey.
Oops.
Oopsies. Editor, cut that out. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So, we will do a few tests regularly. But what I want is for you to keep an eye on everything. Use any condition that feels off, if you get what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if something happens. Like getting punched in the heart.
Alright.
So, how are you? Everything fine?
I give up and drop the can onto the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Now he's becoming self-aware.
Oh, snap.
Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway.
Bruh. all that.
All
that.
All that. Isao has to go through this whole internal process just to get the most basic response ever. But yeah, alright. Da-da-da.
That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool. So I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked.
Oops.
His sources.
Of course,
What
I have.
sources is he using?
But his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me?
Why, of course.
Yeah. Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here. So don't try to slip out of it.
It's definitely Misha.
I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise.
Cheeky.
Whoa.
I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some mad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully.
Ern must think we're an idiot.
I'm trying to impress him.
Yeah, look what my arms can do.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm
Wow.
exercising teach. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone.
Tezuka, would you give us a second?
Oh no. Oh no.
The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside.
He's gonna beat us up.
Listen here.
When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking.
Oh no.
That grin disappeared.
Yeah. I understand that you're still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this.
He's getting serious.
The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easily to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on?
Oh.
Oh, Sam. So either we go exercise more or we don't.
I think the
I
choice
thought
is
this
wrong.
is. This is probably like a split though, because it's like if you
Do
say
you
maybe,
think?
we're probably gonna hang out with the people, and if we say yes, we're gonna go meet new people.
You think? Do you
Let's
think this
exercise.
has such like an
Because
important like?
yeah, because
I
Rin
feel
said
like
earlier
it.
that her friend was someone who exercises a lot, right? So I feel like if we say yes, then introduce us more to that.
So you think it's like this is a really important decision then?
No, I just feel like it depends on what route we take. Because if we say maybe, then it's like I don't know, we just continue doing student council stuff. Well, yes is like okay, every day you go to the track instead of hanging out with Misha and Suzune after school.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna beat us up.
Yeah. He's
I'm gonna beat you up as if you don't exercise.
he's gonna do that.
Sal, drop down and give me 20.
Break it down. Okay, I think we should go with yes then. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yes is fine.
What does the audience think? What do you guys think?
Comment
Yeah,
down
let's get
below. We
audience
should.
attention.
Yeah, just pull
just
it
put
up.
yes. Or maybe.
Comment yes if yes. Comment maybe if maybe. And
And we'll choose
Like
whatever
the
gets the
video if
most.
yes, dislike the video if maybe, and we'll see the responses.
No.
Your responses will actually not dictate the playthrough because we're going
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, our viewers are pretty stupid. We're picking yes anyway.
The audience is us. Like 100%,
Yeah, we call
baby.
ourselves stupid.
Sorry, future
Yes.
us.
Yeah, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again.
I'll beat you up if you don't.
You better. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation if you want to jog a bit.
What? Okay. We're meeting we're meeting the spy.
Consultation? Question mark.
See you around.
Whoa.
He floats up into the air.
He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting idly, leaning against the hallway and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them.
What's wrong with that guy? Are you getting medications for your heart thingy?
Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her.
Oh.
But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her, so I don't know her. It's not her business.
Damn.
The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidently talking too.
Confidentiality.
About confidentiality too, bro. Where'd I get all of that from? Talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a big guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's.
Sigh.
I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there is some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart.
Will it make you better?
Nah.
No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Rin leads us onwards towards the dorms. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building.
They got graffiti over here. That's funny.
Not what she's doing.
I'm not sure. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school.
You know, I really like Rin. She's
The entire, yeah, she's alright. The entire wall, made of the same kind of
Just like
brick
the
as
guy.
the building itself, has been covered with some sort of painting.
This guy's actually embodying his Saunakai.
She's
Yeah.
alright, I guess. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished.
See? The left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from the art class are helping me with the negative spaces, base surface, whatever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a whole lot of people with hands.
With hands.
The reach is better, and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate even though I got the point already.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure out that before it's all too late. Hope is all lost.
Great.
Why would the hope be lost?
Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time.
She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of a statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this?
We can assume, yeah.
Yes, yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness.
What do you do with arms? No arms. What the heck? It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad.
Probably.
I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward.
Don't you want to ask?
How do you paint without hands?
Same way I eat.
See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? My feet.
I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do?
You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now.
I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject.
The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I want to just see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat?
Well, paintings tend to be flat.
Uh,
He's an art critic.
mm, not like that flat. You know, flat. Like some people are. No substance, no meat, where there should be some. I know.
Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms.
I'm not artistic.
mm,
So I don't really have anything good to say. or anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying so yourself without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there.
she stares off a lot. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark.
Oh,
I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any.
Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help though.
It's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems? You know, those people who have some?
uh-huh.
Cerebral palsy, maybe?
No, not that I know of.
I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that.
She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't.
Let's do it then.
Alright.
So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a white brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup.
I
I
put
mix
it in my
them,
mouth.
creating funny, hypnotic looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other.
They gotta keep putting hand in there.
I think that's the
Da-da.
point.
Finding different brushes is easy though, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal.
And half a splash of green.
Okay.
I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green.
The other green. This is green.
I carefully pour some of the other green into the mixing bowl.
No, that's almost a whole splash. Or white.
Put the this into that and that into this.
Is green a good color to add?
I don't know. You're the one painting.
No idea, you're the artist here.
Thinking out loud.
A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth.
Do you lack an opinion?
Okay.
No, it's just that I have no idea.
It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white.
Okay. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter.
Great input.
That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember
Yeah, I know that exact color.
it. Maybe it's yellow.
Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would.
Hisao having fun? It's unheard of.
Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even though short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues, as if there was some need to conserve words and breathe and breath and sound.
Nice.
We stay there late into the evening and it becomes too dark to paint properly.
Nighttime.
Nighttime. We both pass out outside.
On the floor.
Oh, great.
Look at that.
That's nice.
Transition time. I think it's a beautiful place to call it.
All right.
Yeah. This is good.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Well,
We said
I don't know.
it.
That's next episode's issue.
Okay.
Rin is my
Alright.
favorite character. I love her.
the 5 viewers.
Goodbye.
For the
See
5
you-
years, 3 of them being us.
Goodbye. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.